We have got Victor Matfield in studio. Yes! Morning, Victor.
Morning, everyone.
So, I mean, the first game has been played. We'll talk about the World Cup in general, but, you know, your assessment of us against Scotland this last Sunday?
Yeah, I think the Springboks is in a very good space at the moment. Everyone's talking about the depth in the squad. I mean, that game against the All Blacks were outstanding, and this game as well. I really thought it might be a higher scoring game.
Yes.
But I spoke to Springbok last night, and he says the conditions are so tough down in Marseille. The humidity is high. It's warm. It's over 34 degrees, 35 degrees. And it's really, the guys were dripped from sweat. And I mean, then it's very difficult to handle the ball. But no, we just outpowered them. We dominated them on the gain line, and great performance by the team.
So, I mean, because everyone was talking about that game against the All Blacks where Twickenham just gave them a proper hiding, and I mean, no one really expected that. Do you think you can sort of get a false sense of confidence when that sort of happens before a World Cup? I mean, as a player, do you sit there and go, oh, we're the best, or do you think it's just something they're taking their stride?
Yeah, it's a different route for this group of players. Normally, they're very good when they come back from a loss. I mean, if you go back to the World Cup, the first team ever to lose in the pool stages and win the World Cup. First team to lose the first British and Irish Lions game, come back and win the series. So they like to perform under pressure. But, I mean, I think Rassie and Jock will put the pressure on them the whole time. I mean, Ireland's going to be a huge game in 2 weeks' time. And then in a quarterfinal, that quarterfinal is like a final. Anything can happen. The pressure's on this team, and it's nice to get this win over Scotland because now we can manage the players a little bit. It's not just if we go through Ireland, can maybe rest a few guys against Tonga and really be ready for that quarterfinal.
It'll be exciting.
Who would you rather play in the quarterfinal?
That's a difficult question. So, up to about 3 weeks ago, I always said the last team I want to play is the All Blacks because they beat us more than we beat them. But I think at this stage, I think South Africa and France must be the favourites. France is a really good outfit. They've been performing well. They're not like the French of old that's hot and cold. They're there every weekend. They know how to win tournaments. They won 221 World Cups. They won 6 Nations trophies. So this is a French team that knows how to play. And I mean, with that crowd behind them, they're going to be very difficult to beat. So I'll say I think we'll prefer the All Blacks.
And as far as the other teams are concerned, I mean, we've seen obviously all the teams play now in the first round. Anyone stand out for you in particular? You mentioned France, but what about the other teams?
I think there's 1 or 2 teams that stood up a little bit. England came back. But I said before the tournament, I think there's about 10 teams that can beat any other team on the day. But I really believe there's only 3 teams that can win this World Cup, and that is South Africa, France, and Ireland. Those are the 3 teams. The All Blacks might have a small chance, but I don't see them, especially after the loss against us and now against France. I think there's just too much things in their camp not right. So I think the 3 favourites must be by far South Africa, France, and Ireland.